Finish 100 days of eating 100 Nasi Lemak.
Behind the scenes. Killed it. Now time to take on this one.
Jeez. Not really a good idea.
How would you rate it?
6. Day 10. I don't even fucking know anymore. The only person that wears a hoodie to Pasar Malam. Is this good?
Yeah.
Day 111. No, sorry, no. The gloves is a nice touch.
My fave.
How is it?
The best.
Oh. What's this? I don't know. You want to try it? Try it out. Oh my goodness! That's epic fail. Oh, not bad. I'm learning fast. My god! You choose 5, yo. Okay.
And 这个。
得空的时间就是手机哦。应该冻结过来。
How's it?
等一下走路吃不通。
Regretted your purchase. Do you want to get this?
She's not very cheap.
微推去上皮消肿，数据。
Got my eyes on this.
Alright, let's do it. That's pretty good.
Momofuku inspired. Eh?
Okay, one more right here.
It's good, no? No more coconut.
In an effort to try to make this vlog more informational, I'm going to be answering a few questions. And question 1, can black coffee aid in weight loss? It depends. If you already have a very sound diet, which puts you at a calorie deficit, black coffee may make it easier for you to stay within that deficit. It does have some form of anti-hunger property, but I would also argue that that would be the same with any other drinks, low calorie or zero calorie drinks. Drink enough water, drink enough green tea, just generally more liquids without calories, and you'll actually be well off, and it's much easier for you to control your food intake. It does help you to have better training, especially if you're constantly exhausted when you get to the gym, and having better performance in the gym does absolutely help you with weight loss. Not by much, but the effects do compound and accumulate, especially if you look in the long term of 3 to 6 months. So yeah, it does help, but it depends, and it's a small factor in the bigger picture. So don't expect it to be like a magic drink. Should I track my food intake every day? I am biased to say that everyone should have an idea of how much calories are in the majority of the food that they consume every day, especially if the person has had problems losing weight. If you're happy with your body weight, if you have no need to lose body fat percentage, by all means, and if you are able to maintain your body weight easily, then great, you can eat intuitively. But for a majority of my clients or people who ask me this question, I think you should, because if you've been struggling to lose weight, you are definitely overeating in one way or the other. Having an idea of how much you actually consume and how much calories are in the typical food that you consume can be very, very helpful, a very useful tool, because I have clients who come telling me that they eat a lot of healthy stuff, but unbeknownst to them, a lot of the things that they eat have shit ton of calories. Peanut butter, your nuts, your avocado, for example. They are great food, don't get me wrong, but it's easy to overeat. And there's a term coined by Brian Wansing called health halo. It says that if you label the food as healthy, low carb, low fat, people sometimes lower their guard and think that, hey, it's magic food that you can eat more and more and more, and they're just gonna spin their wheels if they want to lose weight, being in control by that paradigm. So yes, I think everyone benefits from tracking their food intake, even if you do so just by a week, track by 1 week, and then after that you can forget about it. You have gained a lot of knowledge about how much calories there is in a lot of food that you usually consume. Alright, now I am afraid that if I perform weights in the gym, I will gain weight. Would that hamper my weight loss progress? And I guess again, this question really depends. And another question that I get very similar to this is, should I do weights or should I do cardio? I would say if your main goal is to change how you look, to look better, you would want some form of muscle gain for most people out there. And then gaining muscle, the fastest way to gaining muscle is to perform resistance training, which comes in the form of powerlifting, bodybuilding, CrossFit, even bodyweight training is a form of resistance training. It would be much more superior to cardio. but you do gain muscle size, which comes in the form of weight as well. But, so many buts in this answer, it's not going to be hugely significant. If you're a beginner and if you are putting yourself in a calorie deficit, you are performing a very proper resistance training, you're going to be gaining muscle, you're going to be losing fat. But I would say that your fat loss, considering that your diet is all well, will be much faster than your muscle gain. I don't think you will be gaining like 5 kg of muscles and losing 5 kg of fat in 3 months. Chances are you'll probably be gaining like 1 kilo of muscle and losing like 4 kilos of fat or something like that, which is still a significant loss. So yeah, I don't know where I'm going with this, but yes, you will gain weight. Muscle gain comes in terms of weight, but it's gonna be a good weight. And if that screws you up mentally with your weight on the scale, use some other factors of measurement. I'm not a big fan of the can't remember what machine it's called. You know, the machines they use in commercial gyms to weigh your body fat. Not a big fan of those, but I'm a big fan of tracking your progress under the same lighting, week in, week out, so you have an idea of how you actually look. So even if you just lost a mere 3 kgs and you look significantly better than before, great. Chances are you've been putting on muscle and losing fat at the same time, which is largely exclusive to beginners, and advanced trainees would be better off focusing on periods of gaining phases, which is quote-unquote bulking, and then cutting separately. And this last question comes from my girlfriend. She is just asking a very broad question of how should one train in the gym. Again, you will realize that there is no clear-cut answer to all the questions that I've been asked. It depends, a lot of factors. If you're just a casual gym trainee, do something that you really enjoy and that you see yourself going back again and again and again. Because if you enjoy exercising, then keep it up. Don't just because you see a training program that it's like everyone's doing it online and you have to do it, like you fall onto the bandwagon. But if your goal is to gain muscle, is to lose fat, which is what I specialize in, you would be better off investing your time in some form of resistance training and stay away from doing just purely cardio based exercises. So do some form of resistance training, and you want your resistance training to be very, very much structured. Problem with commercial gyms, it's not a problem, I guess. It's a luxury that we have that we don't need. I have no idea what I'm saying. It's a luxury that we have, but when you have too many machines in the gym, I think sometimes beginners just don't know what to do. And I myself was a victim of this. What you want to do is you want to find 2 or 3 exercises for every body part, and then focus on getting better at those, at least for 3 months. So you don't want to go to a commercial gym and then do every single machine and then call it a day. There is this rule called the law of specificity. You get better at what you focus on. So for example, for legs, maybe you do squats, you do hip thrusts, you do deadlifts, and this is going to be what you largely stick to for your leg exercises for 3 months. And how you're going to improve, you want to be much better in your performance 3 months later than what you were performing in week 1. So if week 1 you're only squatting 10 times for 3 sets of bodyweight squats, you want to aim for, an example, 30 kg for 8 reps for 4 sets of squats at the end of 3 months. So that way you know you're progressing, you're gaining muscle in the gym, you're getting stronger. Strength is usually a very good predictor of muscle gain. Strength and repetition improvements. Yeah, that's how you should train to gain muscle. If you enjoy body pump, if you enjoy cycling classes, you enjoy yoga, go ahead. But if you want to gain muscle, a proper structured resistance training program is a much better bet to gaining muscle. Prioritize, pick a few exercises, pick your bullets, and then that's how you progress. And again, there is room to do whatever you like. Just let those come first, and then you can join your yoga classes, you can join your body pump classes, RPM classes later. So I hope I hope that answered your questions. I tend to get a little bit long-winded with all my answers sometimes. That's because the more I read, the more I research, and the further I actually go from quote-unquote the one single truth, because it kind of doesn't exist. So many variables, so many variables you got to take into account, and sometimes that does get frustrating for the beginner. But I think knowledge makes us make better decisions. I sound like an uncle saying this, but yeah, been devoting my life for the last 8 years to studying and learning about muscle gain, fat loss, health, nutrition. And this is my 9 minutes, my 2 cents, literally, man, my 2 cents on the topic. Cheers, and I'll be making this a regular thing, vlogging my Nasi Lemak intake rather than posting selfies, because it's a tedious process for me to take a freaking selfie. I'm just a perfectionist like that. This is actually take 3 of this freaking video. I actually got more relaxed after taking like 3 minutes of long breaths doing it. So I'm gonna shut up now, and hope you enjoyed the video. Leave in the comments or subscribe or share, and whatever all the YouTubers out there say at the end of the video, do it now.